Hey guys, Big Todd coming to you from the back porch area and what we like to refer to as our wellness area. We got the cold plunge, we got the little steam sauna set up. And if you're a big guy looking for a cold plunge, have I got the video for you? Yep, today we're going to do a review on the Desert Plunge Wide from the perspective of your everyday regular guy, being a bigger guy. Not some ripped influencer that you're going to find on YouTube. This is a real review for real people. All right, guys, so this is it. This is what we refer to as our wellness center. And there's our cheap Amazon sauna, which I believe I've already done a video. I can link that down below. You guys can check it out. But this is what we're going to talk about today. We are going to talk about the Desert Plunge Wide. Yep. And I'm going to tell you right off the bat, spoiler alert, I love this thing. I absolutely love the company. I love the tub. I love the chiller. I love everything about it. So that's where I'm at with it. But I'm going to give you a good review. Because the problem I had was every time I went to look up information on a cold tub, I always got some ripped jack dude, small guy, that was getting in there. And he's like, oh, you got plenty of room, this, that, and the other. That's not me. Never has been me. Never will be me. I was looking for a review from a regular dad that works, has kids, has a wife, has church responsibilities, has all this stuff going on, and he's a bigger guy, and he just needs to see how he fits. He needs to see the practical stuff behind it. So that is my motivation for today's video. So anyways, let me tell you a little story real quick. So I got into cold plunging by getting in the pool over a winter. And I did that, getting over, it never got below 60, but I found that I enjoyed it and it did me some good. So that made me decide, okay, I'm going to get a cold plunge. I didn't want to deal with ice. I didn't want to deal with getting ice every day. So I knew I wanted one with a chiller. So I started looking. And I live in Florida and I knew it was going to be on the back porch. So I wanted something really, really insulated. And I came across the mod tub. And I really liked it. I love the idea. Look, you guys have seen my video on coolers. I'm a big cooler fan. So I like the fact that the tub was a cooler and had a chiller hooked to it. So I was big on mod tub for a long time. The only thing that worried me was the size of the tub. And it was the Grizzly 400 they were using. I was worried about my shoulders touching and things like that. So as I kept researching, I came upon the Desert Plunge. And they had a wide version. They were using the Grizzly 450. Now, the wide is a little bit shorter than the regular, but it's wider. Okay? So when you sit in it, it doesn't come up as high on your shoulders. So I really liked that. I was intrigued by that. And as I was looking for them, they came out with the exclusive. So it was the same as the regular 400, but it was longer. It was about 6 inches longer, so you could stretch out a little more. And I said, that's it. I'm a 6-foot guy. I said, that's it. That's the one I'm getting. So talked to my wife about it. We checked out the budget. There was some money that we could use on it. And my loving wife lovingly go ahead and let me spend the money on it. It was a big deal. I mean, we're talking $3,300 here, $3,500. So that's, for me, that's a lot of money. For a lot of people, that's a lot of money. So it's a big commitment. I wanted to make sure I was going with the right company and I was getting the right product. The last thing I wanted to do was spend $3,300 or $3,500 on something, get it here, and it just didn't fit the bill. I didn't fit in it, something like that. So I scoured YouTube. I scoured the internet. Again, all I came up with these, rich, or not rich, but these ripped influencers or small people. They get 2 people in the wide. There's no way I can get 2 people in the wide with me. I'm a big guy. That's just how it is. So I wanted something practical. I decided to go ahead and order the exclusive. Then I got worried. I started looking at the measurements and things like that, and I was like, man, I don't know. The measurements that I saw And then I tried to have my daughter measure my shoulder width, and it was just going to be tight. And I just didn't want to be shoulder to shoulder in this thing. So as the order was in, and I was on a wait list because the exclusive actually hadn't shipped out yet, I contacted Desert Plunge customer service and I said, look, I would like to change my order. I want to go with a wide, and I wanted to change the color. I wanted to change the color from white to this aqua color that I have now. Desert Plunge credit, not a problem. Everything was switched over, and that sucker shipped out to me quick. And I wish I would have taken video when I got it in on how I assembled it and all that stuff, because guys, it is super easy. Let me turn you around and show you. It is super easy. Desert Plunge has, and they've kind of worn off now, but these stickers on every connection, and they're numbered, and it's all union connections. So it makes it super easy to put it together. Literally, I had this thing together in about 20 minutes. There's the pump. This is our power station back here. And this is where everything's housed for electronics. So basically, it's a power strip in there with a waterproof box, which is awesome. It works really good. So I just hit that little switch right there to turn everything off. It's nice. All right. And here's your filter housing, which is also great. They use an active aqua chiller. I've heard nothing but great reviews on this active aqua chiller. And I've had nothing but great success with it. It's really easy to use. Here's your set button. You push that, and then you set your set point. I've got mine on 46, and look at this. It's 11 o'clock, midday, sun's out. I am covered under a porch, but it's holding it right on 46. Now this active aqua chiller will fluctuate a couple degrees, and that's to save the compressor. That's by design. It's in the paperwork. So anybody out there, why is my temperature fluctuating 2 or 3 degrees? It's by design. It's to save your compressor. Trust me. So when I empty this thing out to do cleanings, I want to cool it back down pretty quick. So what I'll do is I'll hit this boost button, and I hit the button twice, and it puts it on this 24/7. That boosts the chilling until I turn it off. And sometimes if you don't need, if you're just adding a little water, I'll just hit it one time, and that'll give me the 2-hour boost, which is awesome. There's your power button, temperature up and down, and then your main power button on the side. Guys, I love this chiller. It works great, especially in combination with this cooler. This cooler is super well insulated. If you guys have seen my video on coolers, I love the well insulated, the heavy duty coolers. This thing is great. Now, you can opt to go with ozone generation from Desert Plunge. I decided not to go with that. I wasn't sure if I was going to use it. Didn't know if I wanted to spend that money on it. And probably all it came down to was the budget. But I decided later, looking at Amazon, that I could get this ozone generator. And I'll have a link to this in the description below. Since I'm an Amazon affiliate, if you use that link, it will take you right to this product. It will give me a few cents on the dollar and help the channel out. So I'd appreciate it if you use the link if you're going to purchase one of these. This is a great little thing. You can actually use this in the kitchen to clean tableware. You can use it to purify air. Food you can purify with it. Fruits and vegetables, all that stuff. I use it for the sterilization. Right here, it gives me 30 minutes of ozone. Plug it in. Tube comes through the lid. I had to drill that hole, and I have a whole video on this ozone. So you guys can check that out. I'll link that below as well. I put the tubing in, and it comes through right there. And then when I made sure that the length is long enough, when I close the lid, the stone isn't sitting on the bottom. That is it, guys. I love this thing. I'll tell you, I'm going to get in a minute, and I'm going to show you how, as a big guy, I fit. Now, guys, I am 6 foot tall. I weigh about 310 pounds, which is down from about 340. Thank you. Working on it. And I fit just fine in this wide. My shoulders don't touch. My knees are bent, which is fine. I mean, if you look at this thing, it's not you know, 5 foot long, which is fine. It works out great. I don't feel like I'm confined. I don't feel, you know, bound up or anything in any way in this tub. So if you guys will give me a minute, I'm going to set up the tripod and then we'll get some measurements and we'll go over some other points about the tub, and then we'll get in and we'll talk about it some more. So hold one. All right, guys, we're going to get some measurements on this tub here, just so you got some practicality. So width is about 31.5 inches. All right, you got 31.5 inch wide shoulders. You need something way different than this. You need one of them Profesh tubs. All right, the length is 46.5 inches. So what is that? That's just shy of 4 feet. That's not bad. The depth from the inside, because that's what we need to know, right? Because we're sitting on the bottom. The depth on the inside is 23 inches. Now you guys will notice I didn't have to build a stair or buy a step or anything like that in front of this tub to get in. I'm not the most limber person in the world. I am not the most agile, but I can get in and out of this without a step. That being said, you're probably going to see me build a step in the coming days just to make it a little bit easier for myself. But anyways, outside dimensions. Let's see here. Oop. So if you're wondering how much room you need to set it up in your space or something like that, I'm going to say from the wall, it takes up about 54 inches. And then from the chiller, we're looking at about 76 inches, realistically. You need to give your chiller some room to breathe. You know, you don't want a bunch of stuff around it. It needs to be able to breathe, be able to cool properly. It's just like an air conditioning system, okay? Let me give you this diagonal, because when I get in and do my dunks, I sit diagonal. That keep, you know, my knees come out of the cold plunge a little bit, but it keeps mostly all my body in while I'm dunking. Used to, I would put my feet out over here and kind of slide forward and dunk straight down, but I found this way, I like it a little bit better. So the diagonal measurement is 53.5. And that works for me, guys. Like I said, I'm 6 foot, over 300 pounds. All right. Well, that's it for the measurements. Let me get into my plunging attire, and I'll be back with you. Okay, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get in, show you how I plunge, how I dunk, things like that. Oh, man. Whew. Now, I fit great in this plunge. My knees are bent, but they're not out of the water. My shoulders aren't touching. A little bit of my back's touching, and the lip gives me a little bit of a headrest. I absolutely love it. Now, the way I used to dunk was I'd bring my feet up here and scoot forward and then dunk back that way. I don't have to do that anymore. I figured out the diagonal dunk. It's a big thing. Let me take my hat off and I'll show you that real quick. All right, so I just get diagonal like this. And get a good dunk. As you guys probably saw, my knees came out a little bit, but not much at all. And I'll tell you what, I can just sit in here. It feels great. Put my hands in. I can still move my hands around so I don't build up that thermal barrier. I've got the inlet pointed to the side so it kind of circulates the water, and I feel like that breaks up that thermal barrier a little bit on my body. And you know, it just fits really good. Really, really good. Now, let's talk about the things I don't like about this tub. And they're not an issue anymore. What I didn't like about this tub was right here. You have this channel that the kickstand folds down into. And you have this bracket that folds into this little pocket right here that sometimes held water. What I used to have to do was get out and blow this out with my mouth. I just blow all the water out, and then clear it out of here so my bracket wouldn't rust, and this metal bar right here that holds the kickstand in wouldn't rust. I did a video about that on my maintenance video. I talked about that, and a really cool thing happened. Matt from Desert Plunge reached out to me and he says, "Hey man, we had a bad batch of powder coating parts, and I think you got some." He said, "I want to send you some new parts to fix that." And he also said, "If you're feeling handy, I have a drain kit for that pocket I'll send you as well." Well, I was elated to hear from Matt. I just thought it was really cool that he watched one of my videos. And even better, man, I mean, you know, the customer service at Desert Plunge, to reach out to somebody and offer them that, I think is just awesome. So he sent me the brackets. He sent me a new kickstand. He sent me a new vacuum breaker, which I didn't need because I have silicone this one in. And he sent me a new plate, and he sent me the drain kit. And when I get out in a minute, I'll show you guys the drain kit. It's pretty awesome. But I have another video that I can link below on installing that drain kit. It's super easy, super easy. So if you end up getting a Desert Plunge Wide or one that has a pocket with a kickstand, and you don't have a drain kit, because I think they're putting them in them now as standard. If you don't have a drain kit, reach out to Desert Plunge. They will send you a drain kit. If your brackets are rusting, let them know. Great customer service, great company. They will hook you up. They'll make it right. Well, I think that's about all I got from inside the tub. Let me hop out and we'll go over a few more things. All right, guys, you've seen me in the tub. You've seen the measurements of the tub. You've seen the filtration system. You've seen the chiller. You've seen the pump. You've seen the ozone that I added. Listen, there's only two things I put in my tub to keep it clear. You saw the water, it's clear. There's a little grit at the bottom for my feet because I'm on a back porch and we're in Florida. Sand gets everywhere. So it gets in the bottom. And I haven't bought one of those little spa vacuums yet. Actually, I want to review one of those, so I may be getting one to review one. I use the ozone 30 minutes twice a day. And then the only other thing I put is about a cap full of this 12% hydrogen peroxide. About once every 2 weeks, I'll put a cap full in it. When I do a full change out maintenance, I'll put probably like 3 or 4 capfuls. And I haven't had a problem. My water doesn't stink. My inside doesn't get slimy. Water stays nice and clear. You know, and the water stays clear as long as you're keeping your maintenance up. Maintenance is super easy. I have a full video on maintenance on the Desert Plunge. Go check that out. I'll also link that below. But basically, every so often, I drain the water, refill it, and then you got to keep your filters changed. That's it. And you'll know when your filter needs to be changed because your output, your flow coming back into the tub is going to diminish. It's going to not, there's going to be hardly any flow. And plus, the housing on the filter is clear. And you'll see in the maintenance video how discolored that filter gets. The filters are wonderful. And I get my filters straight off Amazon. I'll have a link for those in the description and all that. I'll link for everything in the description, and they'll all have links. Please, guys, if you'll use those links, that really helps me out. It doesn't cost you anything. And the only other thing I do is I have the pool net for our pool. Sometimes we get, you know, love bugs or something, some piece of dirt or something that just floats. And I just net it out like that. When I do my maintenance, I wipe everything down, but you guys can see that in the video. This is a review on the plunge. I cannot say enough good things about this plunge. I cannot say enough good things about this company and their customer service. They are absolutely wonderful. And by the way, they're not paying me for this review. This is 100% honest review. And I want to do it for a couple reasons. Number one, I'm a regular guy. I'm a big guy. And there's no videos out there with us doing this and reviewing and showing you how you fit. Okay? So I'm doing this for the community of us big guys out there. Number two, I'm doing it to prove and to show how great this Desert Plunge is and how great the company is, because they really, really, work hard, and dedicate themselves to putting out a good product and great customer service. And you can't ask for any more than that. They're made in the USA. I'm pretty sure they get the cooler from overseas. I'm not sure. Maybe they get it made here. But great company, great customer service. Cannot say enough about them. If you're on the fence, if you're a big guy and you're on the fence, 31.5 inches, brother, that's some wide shoulders. When I had my daughter measure mine, I'm not sure if she measured it right or not, but it said 24. And I believe that the exclusive and the regular, I don't even know if they carry the regular anymore. It might just be the exclusive and the wide now. I believe it was like 25.5 or 25 inches. I'm not sure, but I felt like that was too close. Looking back on it, I could probably fit in the exclusive, no problem. But I am super happy with my purchase. I'm super happy with working with Desert Plunge. The fact that they reached out to me and sent me replacement parts and the drain kit is awesome. And I'm still going to show you that drain kit in a minute when we get done talking. What I wish Desert Plunge had. Maybe we could call it the Fat Boy or something like that. I wish they had a wide that had the sides a little bit taller and was about 8 to 10 inches longer. That would be awesome. I would probably sell this and buy that if they came out with that. So, Desert Plunge, if you're listening, Fat Boy model, come on. All right, guys. I feel like this is a pretty good review. If I've left anything out, please comment below, and I'll make another video, or I'll update it, or I'll do something. But, yeah, it's pretty simple. Let me bring you in here and show you this drain. So I don't know if you can see it down there or not. I don't think you can. See that little round circle right there? That is a drain port. So I had to take this apart, which is just using a screwdriver. Take this out, take another piece out, drill a hole, silicone the port in, and put everything back with new parts. Super easy. I got a whole video on it. I'll link that below. But anyways, guys, that's my regular dad review of the Desert Plunge Wide. Great product. Could not recommend it anymore. Ozone on. Another 30 minutes of ozone. And by the way, just so you guys know, I've had this lid open for, 10 minutes now? It rose 2 degrees, went from 46 to 48. It's 91 degrees on my back porch. 91 degrees right now. I'm going to tell you, within a few hours, this thing will be back down to 46 degrees. Wonderfully insulated. I can stand on top of this thing. Matter of fact, I have stood on top of this thing to adjust the lights up there. Constructed wonderfully. Anyways, if you're on the fence and you're thinking about it, I highly recommend a Desert Plunge product. For big guys, I highly recommend the Desert Plunge Wide. It'll fit you great. Anyways, guys, Big Todd coming to you from the back porch spa. We'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Hey, don't forget, like and subscribe. It really helps me. I appreciate it. Up to like 31 subscribers now, so you guys are really helping. I appreciate it, guys. Catch you later.